Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that the day is almost over. It feels like it has been such a long day, but we are nearing the end of the day. Or maybe you're watching this tomorrow morning as you get ready for your day. In that case, I hope that you have a wonderful, long day, if that's what you want, or I hope it goes quickly. I don't know. Today has just been a long day. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day, but it feels like it's really long, and I am still catching up. I am so tired right now. I am still catching up. I'm already thinking about what I want to do tonight. Alex hasn't even left work yet. He's got to stop somewhere on the way home, and then he'll be home. And we are trying to slowly get caught up on all of our shows. So tonight, we're going to get caught up on our shows a little bit more. I will probably take a nap at some point and then get up and watch shows and read tonight. I am really struggling getting back into the regular groove of things, but let's do it. Let's do it. I have uploaded. So today I filmed 4 videos. This is my 5th video. I wanted to do a review. I had a review ready and everything of something that I ordered last night to do a review of today, but I'm just going to wait to do it tomorrow instead because it's not late, but it's starting to get late, and I'm starting to fade a little bit. So I'm like, if you don't vlog now, there may not be a vlog tonight. So anyway, it is currently 5:23 p.m. When I was coming home from Cousin Fun Day, it started like, I said, Caroline, it's snowing. She goes, it can't be snowing. It's like 46 or 47 degrees, she said. And I said, well, what is, it was like these huge chunks that look like snow. And she goes, is it hail? I said, it's not hail. And she said, well, is it sleet? It doesn't feel like sleet. It was like raining and snowing. It was like this wintry mix is what it was. But let's look at it stopped since I got home. But let's look at the weather right now and see how cold it is outside. It is currently 42 degrees outside, and it says rain possible around 6:15. I want to see what it says for the day because it says periods of rain, low 41. I mean, it was weird today. Whatever the weather was, it was weird. What is it supposed to be? Tomorrow's supposed to be 60, 51, 59, 64. Yeah, today's been a good day. I've been tired ever since I got up today. So let's talk about last night, first of all. So Alex and I have my coffee. We've done a time and temperature check, so I need to do coffee, and I haven't done a candle for a while, so I gotta turn this up a little bit. I do have to upload 2 videos while I'm sitting here, which will only take a second. I have the thumbnails. I'm looking at the thumbnail right now. Such a wonderful thumbnail. I have 2 videos uploaded, but I haven't posted them yet, and then I still have to upload my drama video and my Peter Watches TV video, and then all my videos are uploaded. And then when I get done vlogging, I'm going to post the videos when I get done vlogging. So get the vlog all prepared so it can be rendering while the other videos are getting posted, and then the day will be complete, and I'm gonna watch some TV with Alex and all that. So last night, Alex and candle and coffee. So I just made some coffee. This is my last K-pod of the Kauai coffee. I think I have another box or 2 of the Kauai coffee in there, but this was the last K-pod of the Garden Isle. I think that's what it's called, Garden Isle Kauai coffee, and it's really, really hot, but I like this mug. It's really hot, so we'll let it cool for a second. And then today on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I did my Shy Wolf candle unboxing, and the candle that I got is called Dusk, and it says on here that the scent notes, my drama video is done. The scent notes are amber, patchouli, and tonka, and it's, like I said, it's called Dusk. Let me get this video started to drop over to my phone while we are sitting here doing the candle, and then here it is. Get this going to drop over there, and that will be going while I'm lighting the candle and stuff. Okay, so when I opened this and did the cold throw, that's what you call when you open it. The hot throw is when you light it. The cold throw is when you just open it and smell it. It reminded me a lot of Nag Champa incense. Have you guys ever smelled that incense? I used to burn it back in the day a lot in my apartment, even after I got sober. I know it's kind of like, I think maybe people don't so much anymore, but like associate incense with pot smoking. I even said in my box when I was talking, in my subscription box opening of this, I was talking about how Alex cannot stand incense. He hates incense, the smell of incense. And so I don't ever burn it in the house. I thought about like on the back patio, but I haven't done it. My neighbor does it sometimes, but I haven't like thought, I mean, I think this summer, because I've got some incense in there, I think I actually have some Nag Champa incense up there. It's probably at this point. I mean, if I have it in there, it's literally as old as when we moved. I'm sure incense doesn't expire, does it? That's a good question. I'm sure that alone will get me 10 comments. But if I have any Nag Champa incense up there, it's probably been in there in one of the cabinets. I've cleaned them out so many times since then. But it's probably 17 or 18 years old at this point. But Alex's mom, actually, like when we go over to her house, she likes to burn incense and stuff like that. And I said that in my subscription boxing. I'm like, oh, people are going to think that. Like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but she doesn't. That my mother-in-law's like toking it up over there. She just likes incense. I don't know. My mom loved incense too, and my mom didn't smoke pot. So, I don't know. When I would come over here, my mom would always have like a stick of incense burning. Not necessarily Nag Champa. I think I might have bought her some at some point. Anyway, my mom she just loved incense. She'd always burn it ever since they lived in Chicago and were hippies and stuff like that. But that's what this candle reminded me of when I smelled it earlier. Yeah, it's kind of like a cleaner version of Nag Champa incense. And I can smell the amber in here. So, I've known a couple girls named Amber too. I've got like 2 friends right now that's named are Amber. Okay, let's trim the wick. And now I'm thinking about my one friend Amber, and I'm like wondering, I haven't talked to her in a while. I'm like, we'll have to reach out to old Amber tonight and see how she's doing. Maybe that's the reason. Do you ever think about stuff like that? Like maybe that's the reason that I got this candle today in the mail. This little light of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. Is it make it or let it? I don't know. Anyway, do you ever think stuff like that? Like maybe that's the reason I got this candle, because it says Amber on it, and then it made me think of my friend Amber. I know this won't make any sense to you guys, but I was telling Caroline, I texted her this last night, and then I was telling her about it in the car, and she goes, oh, that totally makes sense to me. Whenever I'm with Caroline and we go to the grocery store, she always talks about macaroni salad, how much she loves macaroni salad. I love macaroni salad too. My Aunt Kathy used to make homemade macaroni salad, and it was fantastic. But anytime we're at the grocery store, I mean, literally every single time we go to the grocery store, Caroline always talks about, I want to get some macaroni salad, and then we look at it, and like one time she's gotten it. Every other time she's like, no, it's so fattening, it's got mayonnaise, and also she never gets it. But I always think about our conversations about, I mean, our conversations are so boring and random. We talk about, like my mom made homemade potato salad, which, oh my God, with like chunks of celery and like the sweet pickles, sweet gherkin or whatever you call them, pickles in there, and my mom made the best homemade potato salad. She would leave like the, what do you call it, the rinds. It's not a rind. What do you call that on a potato? Okay, I can't look any of this stuff up because I'm waiting for this video to airdrop, which it just got done. So now let's go over here and let's start uploading this video. What's that called? My mom would, right now, she'd be looking at me and she'd be saying what it is. It's not a potato rind. What is that called? Hold on just a second. Let me start uploading this video. So hopefully by the time I get done vlogging both of these, this video is like 40 minutes long. Okay, this is gonna drive me crazy. As soon as I see it, I'll be like, oh, that's what my mom called it. The skin of a, is it potato skin? It's called a potato. Okay, so my mom would leave like the skin on the potato. And so it would have like, it felt like very like, I think she might have called it raw potato salad or something like that. But it was so good. And it was kind of like, my mom's trick of it was kind of heavy on the yellow mustard. And so it tasted very like yellow mustardy. Anyway, I loved it. I love my mom's homemade potato salad. So last night or yesterday, I was looking at this picture of Caroline. I may have even talked about this in the vlog, but I don't think so. I don't know. I'd have to look and see what time I texted her about it. But I saw this picture of Caroline on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook. And I like looked at the picture, and I don't know what this video or picture or something, and I was like, I want macaroni. Do you ever do that? I don't know why, just looking at this picture or video of Caroline, it made me think of macaroni salad. But I texted her and I said, I just saw this picture, I think it was a video or whatever of you on Facebook, and it made me want macaroni salad. And she totally understood what I was saying. She was like, oh my God, I totally get it. So anyway, now I've been craving macaroni salad all day long, but I didn't buy any macaroni salad while I was out today, so I messed out of luck with that. But anyway, that's what I was saying about I was like, how did I start talking about that? Well, because I was talking about, do you ever wonder if like the only reason I got this candle is because it says Amber on it, and then it made me think of my friend's name Amber and my one friend specifically that I haven't talked to in a while. And then I'm like, oh, I should reach out and talk to Amber, call Amber tonight, see how she's doing. I'm gonna do that. The hot throw is not as strong as the cold throw, but it still smells good. And in the box today, I also got, well, crystal, and then you get a tea light, a sample tea light. And then I also have the positive affirmation card, and she has things to think about in the month. So I thought that we would go in and we would talk about those later. So I would just like do the little exercise in real time. I thought that would be real fun. And my TV video just got done rendering. So I'm done rendering the videos. Now all I have to do is upload them. So last night, Alex and I watched, I was actually going through my list last night, and I don't have as many shows to catch up on as I thought I did. Because I thought I had like 3 weeks version, like the week that we left last week, but I didn't have as many as I thought I had to. So we watched last week's RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked, which was the semifinals. And we almost got done with it, and Alex is like, I am so tired. And I go, I'm really tired too. And it was like 8:55 when I looked at the clock. I was sitting in the chair and I looked at the clock. And I said, I'm so tired too. And I said, are you gonna go to bed early? He goes, I think tonight's gonna be an early night. Well, he was catching up on some show. He watched one episode, he had another episode to watch because I was waiting for him to finish it so we could watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And he was like, because he said, are you ready to watch RuPaul? I said, well, I'm waiting for you to finish the show first. He goes, well, you didn't have to wait for me, babe. He was like, I could have watched it later. So anyway, he ended up finishing the first episode. He had another episode of that to watch. But when we got done with RuPaul's Drag Race, I don't even remember what it was. It was some show. I'm like uploading this video on my phone so I can't look. It was some show that people had recommended to me. I think it might have been Happy Face. And so I said, because of like Dexter, the original one, he loves Dexter. And I feel like we talked about Dexter a lot on this trip. But he's excited about the next season of You coming out. He's like all into the murder thing. But not like psychological thrillers, but more like just the murder kind of thing. So he was like watching it, and he said something about, it kind of reminded him of Dexter. So when we got done, I said, so are you gonna go to bed early? Because I was like, if he's gonna go to bed at 9, I'll just go to bed and I'll take a nap now. And then I was already convinced myself. So he goes, no, I think I'm gonna sit down here. He said he was gonna watch the other episode of that show, but I think he went in and I think he watched like the first 3 episodes because he came upstairs at like 12:15. So I went upstairs and I got into bed. And before we started watching TV, I talked to Tanya and stuff like that, and I was texting Mel. And so I texted Nikki because we were going to do puzzles last night. And I said, I'm going to lay down and take a nap when I get up. I said, are you going to still be up? And she said, yeah. She was like, I'm going to stay up late tonight and read and whatever. And I said, okay, we can do puzzles. And she's like, all right. She's like, what was she going to start watching? Oh, I was telling her that I was watching, I had like 1 episode left of the Karen Reed trial, A Body in the Snow, the Karen Reed trial. I did my reaction to that today on my Peter Watches TV channel. So she was like, well, I'm going to start watching it. Because she said, well, we were talking about this Netflix show. It's like a reality show where one person's a millionaire. I actually downloaded, so it's coming out like 2 episodes a week. I actually downloaded the first 4 episodes before we went on vacation, and then I never watched it. So I said, well, I'm going to finish the show, then I'm going to start watching that, but I got all my shows to catch up on. I thought I had 3 Survivors, 3 Amazing Races, all this kind of stuff. So, Alex said he was going to finish that show, and then he was going to come upstairs to bed. Well, he must have ended up watching like 3. He told me last night, but I was half asleep when he came upstairs to bed, and he got into bed. And so I had just woken up. I set my alarm. So I laid down at like 9:15, and I set my alarm for 11:15, and I ended up sleeping until like 12:15. I got a wonderful nap last night. And when I woke up, I was kind of worried that I had slept through the night again. People are like, maybe you just need a good night's sleep. I'm sure I need a good night's sleep, but I'm so happy to be back and just sit in the chair and watch my shows. And last night I got so excited about lighting my candles and stuff. And so anyway, it was very peaceful. So I was like, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to watch these shows. So I was talking to Alex, but I was kind of like half asleep. And he was telling me about whatever he watched. I think it was that Happy Face. Is this video already done? Or what's going on with it? Oh, Alex just texted me. He said that he's leaving now and stopping on the way home, and then he'll be home. Nope, this video's got like 10 minutes left to upload. Then I'll upload my Peter Watches TV channel. Actually, let me text him back really quick. Okay, babe. I'm vlogging. So anyway, so I got up and then he went to bed. He would fall asleep like that quick. I got up, refilled the humidifier. I always do that every night. And then I like rearranged my pillowcase, my pillow, so it was nice and neat. When I always get my side of the bed. Like when I get up for my nap, I always like make it nice again so that when I get into bed, I know it's cheesy, but I do. So anyway, got my clothes on, came downstairs, and I lit all the candles in the kitchen. I don't know why, just that act of lighting the candles in the kitchen brings me so much joy and peace, but it really does. So I lit the candles in the kitchen, and then I was texting Nikki about if we were gonna do puzzles or not. And so I didn't wanna wake Alex up, so I went outside and I talked to her. It was so cold outside. I don't know if it's because I've been gone for so long. Where is this cord? I'm like worried about, I'm gonna spill this coffee. Have a sip of it. Cheers. This cord from my computer is like wrapped all around this stuff. I keep this little paw print that the vet sent us of little Boo Radley. I keep it right here all the time to remind me of him. What was I gonna say? I don't know if it's because of being on vacation, but like it wasn't really that cold outside, but it felt freezing cold outside last night. So I was talking to Nikki and I was like, okay, I've got to go inside and go to the kitchen. I've got to talk really low and whisper. So I sat in the chair in the kitchen and talked to her. Because I'm in the kitchen, sometimes like it's not that loud unless you're out here. So I talked to her. Well, she had started the Karen Reed trial, and so she was going to watch it. And I was like, well, I have one episode and I've got these shows. I said, do you care if we skip puzzles tonight? We both started laughing because we've been putting this puzzle thing off forever. Alex even asked me, he's like, can you not wait to get home and do puzzles with Nikki? I was like, because he loves that we do the puzzles. He thinks it's like so cute. He tells everybody, he's like, Peter and his friend, they do puzzles all the time. Tanya's now wanting to get into the puzzle game. Everybody's wanting to do puzzles. I got to download some other puzzles. This woman I met at the pool, I told this the other day. She does like the word finds or word searches. This like cord is like all turned around or something. I got to like, it's this cord right here. Hold on, I got for my computer. Let me see if this will, like when I plugged it back in, I must have done something to it when I plugged it back in. Was it plugged in? I can't, yeah. So she was telling me about word searches, but then there was some game, 3 box, I thought somebody on the vlog would know what I was talking about, but I don't think anybody commented about it. 3 something, drop 1, or so, I don't know what the game is, but anyway, I gotta find some other games, but I'm loving the puzzles. So we decided we were just gonna watch TV last night, and then we were gonna do puzzles tonight. So anyway, so I watched the last episode of the Karen Reed trial. I did a whole video about it today. I have so many thoughts about it. I mean, like, one second I would be completely convinced of her innocence, and the next second I'd be like completely convinced of her guilt. It was such a weird documentary how they presented the evidence. Anyway, and I would say the majority of you that commented on it, 100% that but I don't know, I haven't watched the trial like in real time. I just watched the documentary, but so many people like really believe that she's innocent and stuff like that. And I like I said at the end of my video today, like, I mean, I just watched the documentary. I'm very interested in watching the new trial. I guess they're in jury selection right now for it. But I'm very interested in seeing what happens with that trial. So anyway, I finished it. Well, I was almost done with the episode, and Nikki texted me, and she said that her internet had gone out. And she's like, I don't know why, but our internet just went out. She's like, so I'm laying here, I'm listening to my audiobook. And I was like, okay. And so we decided that we're going to do puzzles again the next night. So then when I got done with that, I couldn't remember which, because I downloaded it, so I couldn't see like where I was at on Survivor. So I went in and I had like 10 minutes left of the episode from 2 weeks ago. Then I went in and I watched last week's episode, which my neighbor had. Is this going out of focus? I feel like this is going out of focus. Hold on. I don't know why it is. The box is right around my face. But anyway, which my neighbor, I had heard her talking about it last. Did I tell you guys about this? So when I was outside, I think I said this yesterday because it plays into what happened today. So anyway, when I was outside yesterday, my neighbor was getting in the car with like 2 of her girlfriends, and they were like going somewhere. Like anyway, so she was talking to her friends about Survivor, and I heard her start talking about like the tribal council. And I was like, oh, no, seriously, I was, because I didn't want to hear it and have it ruined for me. So anyway, so I got caught up on Survivor, and then I watched the Amazing Race from 2 weeks ago. So I have 1 episode of Amazing Race. And at that point, I knew that, so Caroline was coming at 12:15, so I knew I needed to get up no later than 11 today. And at that point, it was like 4:30, and I was like, I can't, I watched something. Oh, no. At that point, it was like 3:30. And I was like, do I want to watch an entire episode? I don't know, maybe it was 4. I can't remember. I was like, do I want to watch an entire episode of Amazing Race? Because an episode's an hour and 4 minutes. And I was like, that's going to take me over, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start. So I've got one episode of Amazing Race left. So I was like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch season 4 of Ghost, which isn't out completely yet. But I don't even know when the season finale of it is. Let's look and see. Maybe it is all out. I don't think it is, but Ghost is so good. Season 4 finale. Let's see what the date is. It airs on Thursday, May 8th. I gotta slow down a little bit. It's called The Devil Went Down to Woodstone. You know what? And I know as soon as I say this, somebody that's caught up will be like, it does happen this season. I've watched now 3 seasons and 3 episodes. I watched the first 3 episodes of Ghost last night, season 4. Oh my God, it gets better and better and better. I don't even know how to explain it because the show is like, I think it's like, do you ever watch a show and you're like, especially if like you're my age and you grew up, like they reference the first season, Newhart, the show a lot. But like I didn't love those sitcoms when I was growing up, but my mom loved them. She watched them. But those kind of just like homey shows, like there's not a lot of that around anymore. I mean, it's these dark, and I love the dark thrillers and the Harlan Coben's and the psychological thriller. I love all that stuff, right? But those shows that, like, I mean, Roseanne is so problematic today, but like Roseanne, like, I loved that show when I was growing up as a kid, and Love Boat, things like that just were like these easy watches that just were homey. I almost kind of feel like we're missing that a little bit today, you know? And so I feel like Ghost is fulfilling a need for what we didn't know was missing, if that makes sense. Because it's not like the show is super profound. I mean, there are some lessons that happen throughout the show, but it's never like, it reminds me of Schitt's Creek in that there are episodes where I cry, and there are episodes, obviously, every episode I laugh. The humor, it's so fantastically written, but it's not like a genius show. I mean, it's a concept about a couple moving into a mansion, starting a B&B, and there's 8 ghosts there. It's not that deep at all. And I think one of the reasons why it works so well is because it's not that deep. In fact, every episode is, so like the first part of season 4 is about this, see, I don't even know why it makes me laugh, but it's about this ghost named Patience, and that was like around during like the witch trials and stuff like that, and they got lost in the dirt underground. And so Isaac, who's like from the American Revolution, he like blows his nose and he covers his mouth, so he like, they're like all like holding hands as they're going through the dirt, trying to like, they're in the dirt, like as ghosts trying to find their way to the mansion. But he loses Patience. So she's been under the ground in the dirt for like 100 years or something like that, 400 years or something. I don't even know how long. But then she comes out during season 4, but she does this thing where she goes, Patience! It's so dumb, but it's so funny. But then it's about like friendship and leaving people behind. But then there's always some kind of like sarcastic twist to it and things like that. It's so fun. It's just a feel-good show. I don't know how to explain it. So I ended up watching 3 episodes of that last night. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I'm 3 seasons and 3 episodes into this show. And one of the things that just baffles me is that they have never, I can't think of, maybe they have. There's one episode where his sister's boyfriend says that he can see ghosts. But other than that, they've never had anybody that's come out there that's like a psychic or a medium. Well, I don't understand. It's such a missed opportunity on the show where they would have somebody come out there that like either, like you could either have it go both ways. Like they could have a psychic fair out there or a psychic convention or like it's a bed and breakfast. They could have all these psychics stay in this house where all these people died. And then half of them would be real, half of them would be fake. Or, you know, there's so much you could do with that. I know when I say this, some will be like, keep on watching season 4. But it's just such a missed opportunity to me. I don't know why they've never had a psychic medium come out there, or like one hasn't just shown up, you know? But anyway, the show's rather predictable. The episode that I just watched was the episode where Patience turned Sam to stone, and that's all I'll say. But like, I knew what was going to happen before the end of the show. Like, I knew it, like when they saw the statue, I already knew what happened. But It doesn't even matter, even if you can figure it out. And Jay, her husband that can't see the ghosts, is so funny because he's always like talking to the ghosts, but the ghosts are over there. And she's like, Jay, you're not like, or he'll be talking to like Thor, and he'll be like, and Thor, another thing. And she'll say, Thor left the room like 3 minutes ago, Jay. It's like, it's just so dumb, but it's just such a feel-good show. Like, I honest to God wish that there were like 30 seasons out of it. Because, I mean, it is literally a show that I could binge watch the hell out of. So I watched that last night. I didn't even read or anything like that. Then I was like, I didn't read. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. Anyway, so I got up today and got ready, and then Caroline texted me that she was driving through to get something to eat, and then she would be here at like 12:30. She always texts me like her ETA, and she's like 12:24. So, but anyway, so today I was waiting for Caroline outside, and I talked to Tanya and I talked to Nikki both. I think it was Nikki I was talking to and I talked to my sponsor too. I think I was talking to Nikki when my neighbor came out to get the mail. And so I started talking to her. I was like, this candle so far has not really put off much of a scent. These Shy Wolf candles, actually, they need to burn for like a half an hour or so before they kind of start taking off a little bit. But my neighbor came out there to get the mail. And so I said to her, I said, I think it was Nikki that was on the phone. Yeah. I said, you were trying to ruin Survivor for me yesterday. Because she wasn't aware that I heard her whole conversation. She's like, what are you talking about? And she started getting all like funny with that. Nikki was like, it was Nikki, because Nikki was like, oh my God, you're so funny with they're so funny and they're so snarky back at you. Because my neighbor said, your front doorstep or your front porch is always so like dark when you're not there. It's your light that's like your presence lights up the front. She was being so sarcastic with me because Nikki said something about like your neighbors being so like snarky and sarcastic today. But anyway, so we were joking and whatever, and then she left. So later, Caroline and I ran into her at Trader Joe's, and it was funny because I was like, Caroline was at one end by the candles, and I was walking down. I feel like this keeps on going in and out of focus. Not that it matters. I know nobody's looking for my beautiful presence, but it's just driving me crazy. So anyway, Caroline was at, like, she'd just gone out at, like, the end of the aisle where, like, the bath products are and the candles and stuff. So I was at the other end, like, where the deli stuff is. It's not, they don't even have a deli there. But anyway, and so I walked down and I was like, oh, I know my neighbor by like her hair color and her haircut and her coat and stuff like that. And I was like, that's my neighbor. So when I came by her, she like turned, she had her cart and she like turned to look at the shelf. So I stood on the end of her, not stood, but I like leaned on the end of her cart. So I got to surprise her when when she turned around. And so she turned around, she's like, what are you doing? I go, scheming up ways to ruin Survivor for you tonight or something like that. And she just started laughing and she just was giggling so hard. It was so funny. And we got laughing and talking. And then I was like, Caroline, look who it is. Because Caroline knows her because, you know, she's met her a bunch when she drops me off and stuff. So anyway, that was really fun running into her. But anyway, Caroline picked me up and she had more errands to run than I did. I didn't really have tons of errands to run. Valerie was texting me today too. So hey, Valerini. I know she was texting me stuff about my vlog. So I know that she watched my vlog. Valerini. Hey, Valerini. But anyway, I feel like whenever I get around people, I don't know why I just noticed this, that my husband brought this home. Did he just put this in a suitcase? It's this big, I don't really want to like get up, but anyway. They always like put these in our room, but they put like one that's like this wide brim hat that's maybe a little bit more for a woman, and then one like a fedora. Alex brings them home every time in our room in Mexico. The last time we got 2 fedoras and he gave them to Carlos and Sebastian, but look at the one that he brought home. I bet you anything he brought this home for his mom. This is such a hat that my mom would have worn back in the day. I think she wore a hat very similar to this to Caroline's wedding. But ow! Ow, my ear! But anyway, so Caroline and I got coffee first, and then my coffee sucked. We're trying all these different places. I haven't really, other than that place that Tanya and I went, I haven't really been impressed. The coffee that I bought today, I've been trying different kinds of iced coffee. I bought the Colombre, whatever, the blonde roast iced coffee. Anyway, so that's what I got today for the iced coffee. I got 2 bottles of it. I've been making a lot of hot coffee though, so I don't know. I go back and forth between, I love iced coffee, but it's definitely more of like a summer thing. Anyway, so we got coffee and then we went to the post office. I had 1 package at the post office, and I always joke with the women that work in the post office because this one woman that works there, I absolutely love her. But when you walk, so it's 2 little stations at the post office. Well, there's another station back there, but that's where they do passports. And so you have to wait in line. There was really no line today. So when I walked in, the one woman that works, I know both of the women there really well, but she has, like, behind there's all these, like, paper printed out awards, and it says her name on it, and it says, like, Employee of the Week, and all this kind of stuff, and, like, going above and beyond. And so I always joke about it, because the woman to the left, she has, like, one award up there. The camera stopped. I'm not going to say their names, but the woman, because I know their names, I know them really well. The one to the left, like, she has, like, one award up there, right? And the woman to the right, it's, like, the whole behind area, behind them, it's, like, she's, like, 30 awards. So, one time I asked, it was like, how did she get all those awards? And the other one, they are so funny to each other. And so, when I came in, she saw me, the woman to the right. She's always, like, jumps right up to get my packages, even before I've handed them the card. Because you have this, so you go to your post office box, and there's, like, a yellow card in there that says your number on it. You give them the card, and then the card can sometimes, like, there might be 6 boxes for you back there. Sometimes they put 3 cards. It just depends. But anyway, they know me so well that when they see me coming, they know that means I have a package. So she got up right away, and, oh, there it goes. It's going out of focus again. So that time I could see it without my glasses on. But so she saw me coming, and so to the other woman, because she got up right away and, like, went in the back to get my box. And so I said to her, she goes, oh, she's already got you. She got up, and I go, yeah, and that's why she has all the awards. And she goes, what? And I go, because she's right on it. That's why she gets all the awards. And she goes, did you hear? And they got laughing so hard. But anyway, so I got one package today from there. I'll probably open it the next day or two on my Peter Does Stuff channel. I feel like this is the lip balm that looks like powdered donuts or something. So, oh, this video's done. Got to get my other video up. So then after that, Caroline and I went to Costco, which I really struggled with today. Oh my God, there were so many things at Costco that I wanted to get. What video do I have left to put up? My Peter Watches TV video. Okay, I really struggled. Hold on a second. At Costco, there were so many things I wanted to get. Caroline didn't really have a bunch to get at Costco. She was like, I have so many things to get. And then she had, like, I can't remember. It's like she gets the same stuff there every time. White vinegar. Caroline does anybody else do this out there? Hold on. Oh, Alex just loved what I said. He always hearts everything that I say. Does anybody else do this? So Caroline and Mike, like, they get this, it's like this 3 case of white vinegar from Costco, and they get like 2 of them every week. And Caroline uses white vinegar, I think it's white vinegar, I don't know what it is, but like in the dishwasher and the washing machine, they use it, she like uses it in a spray bottle. So Caroline, every morning, she is like obsessed. She like every morning, she like gets up and she like rinses down like with vinegar water. Vinegar, it's like very small concentrate, she said, but she does all of the cabinets, she does all of the kitchen counter. I mean, their house is always spotless anyway, but she does all of that every morning, and she uses like vinegar in the water. She doesn't use bleach or any of that kind of stuff. She always loves like natural products, she said. But anyway, does anybody else use that? Caroline uses, I'll have to look it up here in a second. She uses white vinegar for everything. So she got white vinegar. Oh, she got chicken for Lola, because Lola's eating chicken and rice now. She got dog treats for the other dogs. And I was asking her about like Mabel. Miss Mabel loves her mama and her other dog. And so then we went to Costco, and then after that was when we went to Trader Joe's. Where else do we have to stop? I can't remember. We stopped somewhere on the way to Trader Joe's. Or on the way to... Anyway, we went to Trader Joe's. We were in there for a while. I got some meals. Is this uploading? I can't tell. I got meals at Trader Joe's. Talked to my neighbor. Oh, I know what we did at Trader Joe's. So Caroline, when we walked in there, she said... Because she wasn't going to go into Trader Joe's. I go, come on, Caroline, come into Trader Joe's with me. She's like, well, I don't really have anything to get except for macaroni and cheese. And she goes, but I got enough at home. She's like, but my coolers are filled. And I go, what do you mean? I was talking about this yesterday. She said, my coolers in the trunk are filled. I go, filled with what? You didn't buy anything to put in them. She goes, no, but I've got other stuff in them for work. I go, what do you mean? She goes, because she's got these 2, like, they're like, I don't know how to explain them. They're like coolers that you would just keep in the back of your car if you were going like a road trip or something. They're not like heavy duty coolers. They're like you zip them up. And she's like, well, I've got like papers and stuff in them, so I can't use them to put, because they'll get the papers wet. And I was like, I think this is done transferring over. And I was like, so she's like, do you think if I buy macaroni and cheese? Oh, she was going out to dinner. She had a girls' dinner tonight at 4:30. I go, girl, who is going to dinner at 4:30? And she's like, well, I'm really tired and I wanted to have dinner early. So the problem was that she made dinner plans over by me because she thought it would go late. And so we were done at like, we were looking for stuff to do. We were done at like 2 o'clock. And I said, well, I want to go home and film some videos. I said, if you want to come, she's like, well, I'll just sit and look at TikToks. I go, if you want to come in the house, I said, you can come in the house and just relax. And she's like, no, she was like, I'll drive over in front of the restaurant. She sat in my driveway for like 20 minutes. I was like, Caroline, I go, you can come inside. She was like, no, she's like, I'm just going to sit out here looking at TikToks. And she drove off. And she's like, I'm going to go to the mall and I'm going to look at a bathing. She's always looking at bathing suits. Always bathing suits and bras. Always. Caroline's always looking for a good bathing suit and a good bra. So anyway, oh my God, we got laughing so hard today. So she came into Trader Joe's and she was like, I don't think there's really anything that I need besides macaroni and cheese. And I said, well, you should get some macaroni and cheese then. So she got some macaroni and cheese and she's like, do you think it'll keep? And I said, it's like 2 o'clock. And I said, you're going to dinner, you'll be done at 5:30 or 6. Yeah, I think it'll hold 4 hours. She goes, it's macaroni and cheese, it's frozen. I go, it won't even be unfrozen by the time you get home. So she's like, yeah, I agree. Well, then they had all this Easter stuff there. And she was like, I'm thinking about getting David, her son, and his girlfriend Easter baskets. Do you think I should? And I was like, I don't know. And then she was like, no, really, do you think I should? She's like, do you think they're too old? And I go, no, Caroline, get them Easter baskets. Because I was thinking about my mom. My mom used to always give me an Easter basket. Always. If you've never heard the story, one of the hardest things for me was that, so my mom died in May, and she went into the hospital. I can't even remember what date it was now, but end of February, something like that, beginning of March, I can't remember. But when I was going through her house at the end, she had this wicker hamper in her bathroom, the walk-in closet. So she's in the bathroom, we have a walk-in closet. My mom used to keep it as a wrapping station. So she had this like big, like, kitchen table that she had in there, like a wood block kitchen table, and she had like wrapping paper in there. My aunt had my aunt and my mom both worked at Blocks in college and would wrap presents at Christmas time. They were like fanatical gift wrappers. And my mom would like buy stuff for people all year round for Christmas. She would keep it in the closet. So she had like, she had gift cards for every holiday, every birthday. From 5 years old to 85 years old, every birth, 100 years old, I think I found a card of hers in there. So she had every card you could possibly need. She always bought the coolest cards on clearance. It's one of the things I love that my mom would do. She would go to like gift shops that were closing down or card shops, and she would like, oh, that were discount. And then she'd buy them. So if it was a birthday card that she didn't have, that way, if she needed a birthday card at the last minute, she'd have to go out and get it. And she had wrapping paper for every holiday in there. Anyway, bags, the whole 9 yards. Well, she had this wicker basket in there. I don't know why. It was like this wicker hamper that she, like for clothes, but she didn't keep clothes in it. At our old house, she did. But in there, I think she kept like reams of like, it was probably like 2.5 feet high. And I think she kept all of her reams of wrapping paper in there at one point. Well, I went in the bathroom, like this was after my mom had like, I think it was after, no, it would have been before she passed away, because one day I was going in there, I was looking around for something, I think one of my mom's bottles of perfume or something like that. Maybe it was after she died, I don't even remember now. But anyway, I looked in the basket, it was like to the right when you walked in, and she had like a little TV in there and stuff too, that she would like watch TV while she was like wrapping presents and whatever. And so like I walked in and the basket was to the right, and I noticed that like, I don't even remember how it was, but anyway, there was something inside of it. So I looked, and it was like a towel or something, a blanket. I don't even know what it was, but I lifted it up, and she had my Easter basket in there. She had already been started working on my Easter basket for February. My mother always did an Easter basket for me. I used to keep them out here. I don't have them, but people keep on sending these to me, these little like cardinals, but these are like glass. My mom had these, you know those little chicks that you can, they're like that small, those little chicks, and they're a little fuzzy and they have little plastic feet. My mom had tons of those. And so like an Easter basket for me, my mom would do like one nice gift. Like she would do like a cologne or something. And then she would do like candy. And she'd always do like a, you know, like a book or something like that, or a CD. She always, like, she was very thoughtful. And then she would wrap the whole thing up, put cellophane on it. I mean, every year she did, like, every year, she always did an Easter basket for me. That was so hard for me. I think there was like a stuffed animal in there too. I think it was, I don't remember if it was, I don't know. I've told the story before on here, so whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, it's weird as you get older, like the things you remember. I've told the story so many times now I don't remember. But it was really, that was hard for me to see that my mom had been working on my Easter basket and that I was never going to be able to get it from her. That was really hard. And then that Mother's Day was, you know what? I think Mother's Day was the Sunday before my mom passed away. Let me look it up and see. Mother's Day, 2008. She died on the 14th. So, yeah, Sunday, May 11th. Because I remember my Aunt Kathy asked me, she was like, do you want to come over to my house for Mother's Day? Because we're going to get together. And I was like, no. I didn't want to do anything for Mother's Day that year. I didn't want to think about it. I knew that that was not going to be like a good week. I just knew that Monday after that was when my aunt and I went in and met with, I don't know how I'm even talking about, got on this, but anyway, we went in and because I was talking about the Easter baskets at Trader Joe's. My aunt and I had a meeting with the doctors and stuff like that. So anyway, we were at Trader Joe's today and they had a bunch of Easter stuff. And Caroline said, do you think I should do Easter baskets for David and his girlfriend? And at first I just was like, whatever. And then I was like, yeah, I do think you should, because it was something that meant so much to me about my mom. And Caroline said, I've done one every year. And I said, yeah, I think you should. And she's like, you think I should, like, for his girlfriend too? I said, yeah, Caroline, I think that would be so nice. It's like, keep the tradition up. Your mom always, Caroline's mom, we had to do Easter egg hunts literally until like my mom passed away. Like Caroline and I would talk about, I mean, we'd be like 35 out there. My aunt would be like, there's a special one. And there would be one, a special, there'd be one with like a gift certificate, like a restaurant gift certificate for like $50. One of them have a $20 bill on there. Caroline and I'd be out there and they'd be like, my aunt would be like, there's a special one. Yeah. There's me and Caroline out there at 35 years old with the kids in the neighborhood, all the family friends. My aunt used to always, Taylor's Bakery, she bought this big Easter egg cake. I actually asked Caroline today, I said, are you going to do something for Easter? Because if we don't do something with her, we'll probably do something with Alex's mom if she wants to. I know Alex's mom will probably like go to mass with his grandma and stuff like that. His uncle, I think maybe his uncle last year, I don't remember if we did something with Caroline last year or not. But anyway, I said, are you going to do something for Easter? And she said, I don't think so this year. Oh, she's going to be in Chicago for a girls trip. But she said she's coming back maybe instead of Sunday on Easter on, I said, well, Sister Wives starts that night anyway. But she said if she comes back on Saturday, then they're just going to go over to her son. So her son and his girlfriend just got a condo like 6 months ago. So they're going to go over there and have dinner. And she's like, you can come if you want. I was like, no. If we do something, we'll do something with his mom. I just wanted to check with you first. And she's like, okay. So she got a bunch of candy and stuff and cookies and all kinds of Easter stuff. I got some things to review from Trader Joe's. Yeah, and then that was today. And then I came home, and I got home and it was like 2:30, and I was like, well, it's not too late, so I'm going to film some videos. I was so tired when I got home. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's being on vacation. I mean, Tanya said to me the other day when I talked to her, she's like, you're just like me. You need a vacation from your vacation. I am. Like, I feel like I feel guilty saying it because I feel so blessed to be able to go on vacation, but I am exhausted. And I feel like it's from having been, gone and traveling. It's like, somebody said something one time, they said the jet lag. I'm like, it's an hour difference between here and Mexico. I don't think there's not even a time difference between Indianapolis and Miami. So it's not jet lag. I'm just tired. I don't know what it is. And I'm just not used to being, I mean, Alex was yesterday. He's like, I am so unmotivated. I am just like, it's like a struggle to get back into things, but I've just been pushing myself through it. So I came home and I filmed, the candle unboxing, and then, my video just got done. All my videos are uploaded. All I have to do is post them. So my video got, I did my candle unboxing, then I did a drama video, and then I did, I did a drama video, then I did a Peterisms video, then I did the unboxing, and then I did the TV video. And at that point, I was gonna come down here and I was gonna do this review. So I ordered cookies last night, 3 specifically cookies from, I ordered 4 cookies, but I had 1, and then the other 3 are to review, because they're the new cookies from Insomnia Cookies. I DoorDashed those last night, and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing it today. I wasn't even really hungry for the cookies, so I was like, I'll just wait till tomorrow to do those. So I'll have to microwave them or something. They won't be super fresh when I do the review, but they can sit there for a day, so I'm going to do that. So yeah, and now I'm vlogging, and then when Alex gets home, where am I at on time? I have no idea. I think I'm at, it says 14 minutes. So, what is that? I'm almost at 45 minutes. So when Alex gets home, I don't know what we're going to do for dinner tonight. I got some stuff at Trader Joe's. What was I going to get him today? I was going to, when we were at Costco, I was going to get him pizza rolls. But He never texted me back if he needed him or not. So while we were, I mean, he texted me back afterwards, but while we were there, he didn't text me. So I was like, I was going to just get him for, the bag there is ginormous though, of the pizza rolls. So I got some meals and stuff at Trader Joe's so I can have those unless, we got pizza the other night and I still have not finished my pizza. He like finished all of his last night. I was like, I just can't, I'm not that hungry. Like I had like a slice and a half. I was just like, I'm not really that hungry for it. But anyway, I did today at Trader Joe's get a box of the everything but the bagel crackers that not the ones I got the last time, but the sandwich crackers. I love those so much. So tonight, here I'll tell you, now that this videos are uploaded, I will tell you what my shows are, weekly TV. Okay, so we do have 3 episodes of Beverly Hills and 3 episodes of Atlanta to catch up on. So that is 6 hours of television. Then I thought I had, oh, Valerie just texted me. And then, I'll text her when I get off here. Hey Valerie, I'm gonna text you when I get down here. And then, Matlock and Elsbeth, I thought I had 2 weeks and then this week's to catch up on, but it must not have been on for a week because I just have last week's to watch, or the week before, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I have 1 week of Matlock to catch up on. I went in and looked. I'm not skipping one. So I've got 1 week of Matlock to watch, 1 week of Elsbeth, and then this week. So that'll be on tomorrow night. RuPaul, we're caught up on. White Lotus, we have 2 episodes. We have last week, well, 2 weeks ago, and then the season finale, that was on Sunday. Survivor, I'm caught up on, and Amazing Race, I have 1 episode to catch up on. So tonight, I'll probably watch the catch-up episode of Amazing Race, and then I'll probably watch Survivor and Amazing Race from tonight, so I'm completely caught up on that. And then Elsbeth and Matlock, and I'll probably read a little bit too. Alex and I will probably watch, I don't know, he really wanted to watch the end of White Lotus. So tonight we'll either watch White Lotus or we'll watch The Housewives. But yeah, that's tonight. So there is that. Now let me get into the prompts for a little bit, shall we? Okay, so for those of you that have never watched my Shy Wolf candle unboxing, when you do it, you get a big size candle like this, okay, every month. It's usually a scent that they haven't released yet on their website. So this month is Dusk. And then you get a tea candle, which usually lasts, let me brighten this up a little bit, hold on. You get a tea candle, which usually lasts, I would say, burning-wise, about 2 days. And I think this month is called Thunderstruck. I can't remember what it smells like. Oh, I said it smelled like the resort we were at, the spa. So it smells kind of like ocean, but clean as well. I can't remember. Anyway, but then you also get a crystal. And so this month it was strawberry rose quartz, I think, is what it was. It says in here what the crystal was. So you get this typewritten letter too, which I absolutely love. This month's strawberry quartz. A stone that's said to help ground its holder and encourage feelings of self-love and self-compassion. Then you also get a card. Usually it's like a tarot card, but sometimes it's like a positive affirmation card. So this card this month is pulled from the Inner Child Oracle deck by Amanda Aislane and features art and messages to help facilitate self-growth, especially during times of transition. So this is the card that I got. It's really pretty. And then underneath here it says, "It is okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on the truth." I love that. And then it has these questions in here. Okay, where is it at? For this month's manifestation practice, I encourage you to try this short daily ritual into your morning to help you call in what you're wanting to experience in this season of life. When you have some time, take a moment, I thought we could do this together, to light a favorite candle. So I have it right here. You know what I want to look up? Is it this little light of mine? I'm going to make it shine or I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine. You know how I know that song? Because I went to like 1 week of church camp. What Bible verse is this little light of mine based on? I have no idea. Matthew 5:14-16. You're the light of the world. I did not know that it was based on a song. Where are the lyrics? They got videos and everything. Lyrics. Let it shine all the time, let it shine. Oh, I thought it was let it shine all the time. I guess I needed to go to church camp a couple more summers, didn't I? Okay, all nursery rhymes. It's considered a nursery rhyme. This little light of mine. Oh, it's a traditional gospel song meant for children. That's not the lyrics. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine all the time, let it shine. Okay. Will the circle be unbroken? Well, let's look up those lyrics. Circle be unbroken. Little unknown fact, I love gospels. I love hymns. Especially gospel songs. Okay. Lyrics. Full lyrics. Where is it? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. His eye is on the sparrow. That's probably my favorite. His eye is on the sparrow. That's probably my favorite of all hymns, just in case you want to know. Okay. Oh, I love that so much. My mom loved that one too. Oh, the prompts, the writing prompts. Okay. Oh, they got music on here and everything. Why should I feel discouraged? I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. For his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Anyway, that's not necessarily the tune, but we'll get off there. Oh, there's my horrible thumbnail again. Goodbye. Okay. Take some deep breaths and write down or type out 5 affirmations that feel aligned and relevant to you right now. If you, like me, struggle to come up with anything, I encourage you to search. I mean, this is not the one that I wanted to do. Oh, here it is. While I've already mentioned, so I read the other part in the video, so you can go watch the other video. It talks about affirmations. Well, I've already mentioned some prompts that you may want to ponder or journal on at the beginning of this letter. Here's a few more prompts, inspired by the plant buds that are beginning to pop up from the dirt. What assumptions may be holding me back from growing? What aspects of my identity do I want to embrace and grow deeper into in this coming months? What do I need or want to do to water and nurture this desired growth? These are good questions. Okay. What assumptions may be holding me back from growing? You know what? I think that this goal of mine of asking myself, what am I giving my energy to this year, was such an important question to go into 2025 with. And I find it's a question I ask myself on a pretty regular basis. And it's things that I get, like, I think about deeply, or that I get kind of consumed with. Things that I, like, in all honesty, like things that, I'm not talking about like world events and important things like that. I'm talking about just random stuff, right? That I think to myself, is this person's opinion, or what I think about this, or why am I Google searching the hell out of that, whatever. Like, am I going to look back in 20 years and even remember it or even care? Like, why am I giving it any attention now, right? I think that my assumption that's stopping me from growing is that those things matter, that they're worth my time and energy. So when I stop myself and I ask myself, does this matter? Is it worth my energy? And the answer is no. Then I process through it. I think my assumption is, who texted me? Is this Valerie's text? Yeah. I think my assumption is that in those moments, you know, when you get really into, I'm not talking about, I think all of us go down the rabbit hole or get interested in something, but when you get to a point of being so consumed with something that you kind of, I'm not talking about books or music or whatever. I'm talking about obsessive thinking about something that 20 years from now you're not going to even think about. It's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, right? I think my assumption is that those things matter when they don't. I think also my assumption, I think from a very young age, that I don't deserve good things, or, you know, I was just talking about this in my Peterson's video. I think I still struggle with that today, with believing in my own self-worth, believing in my own value, my, you know, my own. I don't know. I feel like I'm surrounded by, you know, I was texting with my dad and my stepmom today, and I feel so blessed to have them in my life, my in-laws, my husband, my best friend, my sponsor. I feel like I'm surrounded by so much love. You guys give me so much love. And yet it's like those things I heard, not necessarily from my parents, but I think my peer group when I was younger, like they still are in my head. Like, you're not good enough. You're not lovable. And so I let those assumptions, still 50 years later, bleed into everything that I do. And I have to really stop that and work hard on it, you know? And I have to really, I said this in my Peterisms video today, it's like the pretty woman saying, you know, that the bad stuff is easier to believe. When somebody tells you something long enough, you start to believe it. I think because I heard those things in my foundation years, I think they became such a huge part of myself that I've had to work against that my whole life, and believing that those things that told me, I assume that they're true today, when there's no truth to that whatsoever, you know? And I know that I'm a good person today, and I know that I'm a loving person. I know I'm deserving of loving, of being loved, and I'm deserving of good things today. I think that it's easier for me to believe the opposite, and I think often that stands in the way of my self-growth, where I see other people that are like, yeah, damn, I deserve good things. I have a hard time saying that. I have a hard time believing that about myself. And I know that, like, online people will say, like, you seem so positive, or you're so inspiring, you're so motivational. And I appreciate that. It takes a lot of work, you know? I am my worst critic. You know, I said this years ago. There's nothing that anybody can ever say to me online that I haven't already said to myself in my head. And I think most people are like that, you know? And I'm my worst critic. I am my worst enemy. I am the one that speaks the harshest to myself inside my head. You know, I keep on seeing this thing come up on Instagram that says, you know, the person we speak the meanest to or the harshest to is ourselves. And I really think that's something I need to really work on, you know, and I've done so much work on it already, and I still have so much further to go, you know? So I think that the assumption that is standing in the way of my growth is that the things that I give attention to that are negative, that I think at that time that they are deserving of my energy, number one. Number two, I think that, you know, when you think about it, and you think about, if you think about through your day or through your week, like, you become obsessed with something. I'm not talking about like a passion or a hobby. I'm talking about like something that's not like, it's like if you told somebody about it, they would say, why are you consumed with that? Like, there's so many other good things that you could be putting your time and energy into. Why are you focusing on this? And then you look and you realize how short life is, and you ask yourself, why am I giving this so much attention? Like, when I could be doing something that I absolutely love, you know? It's in all honesty, like with my drama channel, I love doing my drama channel, having an opinion. But back in the day when I first started on it, like, it was like we were on the phone all the time, all of us drama channels talking about it, texting, none of us do that anymore. I don't know about, I mean, you know, people that I grew up around on the drama, none of us do that anymore. And I mean, like, something might happen and I might make the video 3 days later. I just don't feel that pressed about it. You know, I feel like I watch it, I respond to it, and I'm done with it. I don't really understand the consumption of negativity. It's like hate watching to me. I don't understand it. Like, people like that follow like Amberlynn Reed and hate watcher and stuff like that. It's like, there's a million and one excuses that people give for that. I literally, like, on my drama channel, I don't have really any emotional attachment to those people. I have no point to prove to somebody. If somebody doesn't want to agree with me or what, I don't really care. It's like, I'm just making a video, you know? But like, people that are so incessant on the hate watching and watching everything that people do and things like that, like with Amberlynn Reed and things like that, I really don't understand it. Like, when your life has been put in a path of brevity and you realize that your life could be over like that, like, literally, it's over. When you look at it that way, or you've lost somebody that way, it changes how you look at the world. It really does. I don't know that you're going to want to spend the last part of your life being consumed with that. And yet, if you have a conversation with anybody that does that, they make a million and one excuses for it. Well, somebody's got to do it. Well, I'm going to do it. Well, this is how I enjoy my pastime. Really? That's how you enjoy your pastime? Because I can tell you, as somebody that did it on a regular basis, and it was also paying my bills, I love to have an opinion about it for 30 or 40 minutes, but I don't love spending my time in it. It's why I watch other stuff. It's why I don't even watch a lot of those videos unless I have to cover for it, you know, to do that. I don't understand that. I think that's one of the things, is that the assumption that I thought some things mattered when they didn't. I think the other assumption that stands in the way of my growth is that I don't deserve good things. I think that is one of the things I've had to work on my entire life. When I even have people around me, like my dad and my stepmom, my husband, my mother-in-law, Caroline, my best friend, my therapist, who's paid to tell me that, but my sponsor, you know, every friends of mine that are like, Peter, you're such a good person, you're so deserving of it. You know, it's like we did this video the other day, Alex and I was talking about what a kind, compassionate person I am. And those are things that he says to me on a regular basis. And I think I'm the one in my head that's like, I don't deserve good things. I think I'm the one that stands in the way of my own progress, you know, whatever it is, whether it's spiritual progress, whether it's, you know, I think the assumption of like, with the weight loss journey, I think the assumption is that, the camera stopped again. I think in regards to the weight loss journey, the assumption that I hold that stands in the way of my progress is that I'm always going to have more time to do it, number one, and number two, that it's too hard. I think those are the two assumptions that I made. When the reality is I know that I won't always have time to do it, and it gets harder the older that you get. And number two, you know, it's like my old sponsor used to say, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? I mean, it's like, which I'm not eating an elephant, I'm not saying that, I'm just using it as an analogy. You know, it's like when like it's the same sponsor used to say, like, could you, like, you know, axe down a tree in the woods and carry it? No, you couldn't. But if you cut it up into smaller pieces, you could do it. I know that about losing weight. I mean, it's how I did sobriety. I said this recently in a video, and a lot of people really liked that I said it. I can do anything one day at a time. I know that. You know, I achieved 30 years of sobriety one day at a time. I know I can do it with weight loss. I could build anything. I could do it with writing a book. I could do it with anything, you know. Alex and I did not get to 17 years of being together and, you know, 13 years married, or almost 14 years married. We got there one day at a time, you know, and I'm very proud of our marriage, and I'm very proud of my sobriety, you know. But I think that I'm the one that stands in the way of my progress. I think it's an interesting thing to ask yourself because of these assumptions that I have, you know, that, and I look at those things that I've achieved, you know. I mean, to me, it's a huge success that my husband and I have been together as long as we have and have a healthy relationship. It's a huge success to me that I have healthy relationships with my family and my friends in my life today. It's a huge success to me that after almost 9 years of being on YouTube, I'm still, even though my channel's not doing as great as they used to do, but it ebbs and flows, and I'm still around. I'm still making videos on, I mean, I made 5 videos today, you know, and I'm still passionate about it. I still love it. You know, and there's a lot of things. I'm still sober today, you know, that I've worked my butt off to stay sober and to get sober. And I've done all those things one day at a time, hour by hour. I know that anything that I set my mind to, I can achieve it. I'm the one that stands in the way of that, you know? That's a good question. What's the next one? What aspects of my identity do I want to embrace and grow deeper into in this coming month? I think, you know, like, I wish I could find the exact quote. RuPaul was asked years ago about the meaning of life. And he said something about the meaning of life is, well, it's showing up on his book, The House of Hidden Meanings, which I have not read yet, but he said there was something about, I think it was an interview he did with Oprah years ago, but he said something about the meaning of life is to clean up the wreckage of your past, be of service to other people, which is directly from 12-step because he's, you know, sober, and then to enjoy your life so that you're a representative and a role model of other people, that life is supposed to be enjoyed. And I think that that's the next part of my identity that I want to really express. Instead of feeling like I'm done explaining myself, I'm done with all that, you know. I want to do the things that make me happy. I want to fill my life with watching TV shows and listening to music that I love and listening to audiobooks and doing puzzles and going out to dinner with my husband and taking trips with my husband and getting another dog and taking naps and lighting candles that I love and, you know, growing a garden and, you know, I want to, that part of my personality that I feel like I hold back on a little bit because it's like maybe I don't believe that I deserve to have fun or have good things or do good things. I need to lean into. I think that the part of really realizing how short life is and to do the things that make you happy, to do the things that you enjoy. I want to, if I ever have the opportunity to look back, I mean, I have the opportunity now to look back on my life. You know, when I look back on my life and I think about the things that brought me the most joy, you know, it's doing more of those things in my future. I think that's what I want to really lean into with my identity. I think one thing that's really interesting about YouTube is that you get to reflect on who you were, like, you know, through the years. And, you know, I'm definitely, like, my fans all sit over here in the chair. I don't, like, carry these fans around with me and flip them, you know, 24 hours a day. I don't even take them to music festivals, you know? So when I'm doing a drama video, I'm, like, flipping a fan. But there are moments of me with Alex and him with me or with Tanya or any of my friends when I'm like, girl, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I feel like that was a part of myself of just really leaning into who I really am. Not that I'm always that person. It's like, but crying, or when I felt like crying, or laughing when I felt like laughing at myself even, or something, you know, or doing something silly. I think that part of leaning into the silliness of life that I was really afraid to do before I got onto YouTube. What I realized about doing it on YouTube was that the people that liked me and were attracted to me, I don't mean like in a sensual sense, I mean like that liked me as a person, were people that I think related to that, or found that funny, or found that endearing, or that if I cried, they thought it was, they liked, you know, they could relate to that, or, you know, whatever. The people that didn't like that are so afraid of themselves. I've so learned this over time. The people that are constantly like, oh, he cried in a video, or he laughed in a video, or he's so, those are people that are so afraid of themselves. They have no idea how to be authentic even with themselves. So it scares them. It scares them to be that real. But for me, I really found myself by doing videos. That, obviously the drama video, you watch this video, you watch my drama videos, I mean, unless I'm giving a very serious opinion over there, when I'm flipping a fan and singing songs and whatever, yeah, that's one aspect of who I am, but that's an exaggerated aspect of who I am. That's not who I am 24 hours a day. That might be me in the car with Tanya, you know, like, or Alex, when we're listening to some music, you know, I'm like, groove is in the heart, I. You know, I mean, that might be that moment, but the fact that I could be that on camera and people allowed me to be that and enjoyed that was so endearing to me. And then it just like opened me up to being like, be who you want to be, you know? So I think going forward, I just want to lean into that more. And whoever I feel like I want to be or need to be in that moment, whether that means I need to cry and be sad or ask. I think it's also taught me to ask for what I need through time too, you know? And just be who you are. Listen, you know, it's like, I love that poem, like, when I'm an old woman, I will wear purple. It's like, why wait till you're an old woman? You might not make it there, you know? And like I've said again, I've learned about the brevity of life, how short life is, you know? And I want to live while I'm here, you know? I want to live. I want you to live. I want everybody to live. And don't hold yourself back because you're afraid of what somebody will say, or you'll be embarrassed, or they'll, you know, it's like, don't do that, you know? We were like in the pool one day in Mexico, and the DJ on the other pool was playing all this music, and they were playing like Rufus Du Sol and stuff like that. And Alex was in the pool and he was like dancing. He was having such a good time, you know? And like, I think like 20 years ago, like if my mom had done that, or one of my exes, I would have been like all eyes on him. This was kind of embarrassing. I was like, that's what I love about my husband. He does not care. Like in that moment, he is going to dance to the music, and he is going to live his best life, and he does not care. And he's taught me that, you know, that don't hurt anybody, but at the end of the day, you got to live a life that makes you happy. So great lessons. Anyway, good exercises on that. I'm gonna get off here now. I'm gonna get my other videos up, and I'm gonna get my vlog rendered and get going. Alex should be home pretty soon. What is today, Wednesday? Yeah. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. I hope you're staying warm because it's cold out there today. It's cold. You know what I should look and see is how cold it says it. Oh, my glasses are falling. How cold it says it feels outside. So it says it, oh, now it's gone up, 45, and it says feels like 39. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. Nobody else has told you this today. I love you guys. The battery just started flashing, so I'm going to get off here. I love you. Happy birthday, Lena. I love you again. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you, love you, love you.